Before I start this video, I always have to have some kind of stupid remark, and I know the exact kind of remark for this video that I know if I don't say it, somebody else will. This video is on
another Dell!
I don't have any screen recording software installed, so... Oh, it's not even detecting my controller. Well, isn't that just lovely? G'day folks, Jordan here, today with a Dell. Yes, yep.
Another Dell!
Here we have a Studio XPS 7100 from 2011, and I got this computer as sort of a trade deal because of the fact that this had a bad video card and it wouldn't post. So, in addition to buying a video card for this machine to replace the burnt out Radeon HD 5670 that this computer came with when it was new, I decided that I wasn't going to clean it until I checked to make sure that the system is competent enough with a video card that I buy used or new, depending on how much it would have been worth, and whatnot, before I even do anything with it. And indeed, you can see it is definitely on the dirty side. This front panel needs cleaning desperately. It's not a very clean computer at the moment. And also, stupid me, like I mentioned in a previous video, I actually busted the faceplate on the second free 5¼ inch bay designed for another optical drive, so whoops. But like I mentioned in that video, I'm not really too, really cautious about this machine. I mean, this is just a freebie, so I don't really care. So what video card did I purchase for this computer? Well, it took long enough to get over here from Canada, although it's not the fault of Canada Post. It's the fault of friggin' customs, that's always fun. So I had to wait on them to check the card over, but here we have the upgrade card. This is a Radeon R9 270, 2GB, and we are going to put this into the computer. Okay, so don't mind the towel because this is the one that I had handy to me because I don't want to scratch the case, obviously. It is metal. And my apologies for any cat action because, of course, we have plenty of cats here. And so, because I'm out in the open, of course, every freaking cat has to come lovey-dovey up to me. So, don't mind me if I have to swat away some cats or swear at them or whatever have you. So, yeah, this is me on a school day, so I'm not exactly the most elegantly dressed, but I don't really care. When you get the excitement of a video card coming in the post, that's always a nice thing. Now this system takes a very similar approach to the HPs of the time, of which you have to remove a screw from a particular cover, little piece of metal that covers the expansion slots. Although of course HP's approach had the ATX motherboard flipped upside down, so that was always interesting. It looked like BTX, but it was just ATX flipped upside down, so yeah. This card actually is a single slot design, but the cooler is so big that it requires the use of 2 slots. Fortunately, the system actually has opposing PCI Express X1 slots in between the PCI Express X16 slots. So, if you had something in the PCI Express X1 slot below the X16 slot and you couldn't put it in there because your graphics card required it, no big deal. You can just swap the card around and wait for Windows to reconfigure the driver and you're all set. So that makes it really nice. So I was hoping to get something with a single bracket design anyway, just because of the fact that it means it's an energy saving card to some degree. I know the R9 270 isn't too power hungry, but it is what it is. So anyway, go ahead and pop it into the case here, being careful to line it up before I press down. And there we go. It's all lined up. And now this card needs one 6-pin power. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. And now we're all good to go. I know I wasn't really getting the best camera work, but that's what you get. So my apologies. That's all I can do right now. But you can see the card is now slotted into the motherboard. And I have one 6-pin in there. So that's nice. So now, wherever I put that bracket, there it is. Now we can go ahead and pop this back on, assuming that all the holes line up, which they should be. And then we just pop in the screw. And Ta-da! One R9 270 has been installed. So I'm going to go ahead and reassemble the side panel, and you're totally not being secret. Goofy cat. Anyway, I'm going to go put the side panel back on this, and we'll go ahead and hook it back up on my desk, and we'll fire it up and see if the card works. Crossing my fingers, because this came all the way from Alberta, Canada, so hopefully this card survived the 600 or so mile trip. Okay, so excuse the mess, and also if there's any background noise, please excuse it, because of course, again, cats. We got the computer all plugged in the back, so fingers crossed. No need for a smoke test, because obviously, you know, this is a modern computer. I don't think we're going to have to worry about anything exploding, so here goes nothing. The video card's silent. We got video. Oh, yes, we do have video. Awesome. That is a good sign. Sweet. I don't know if the BIOS is going to detect anything for me, so I'm probably just going to have to go into Windows here. So, alrighty. Let's go ahead and watch Windows 10 boot up here. It just got done doing updates before I did this, so hopefully it doesn't take too terribly long to start up. It shouldn't, though. It should be fine. And indeed, there it goes. It's probably going to do a complete startup because of the new video card, so yeah, this is going to take a little bit. In case anybody's wondering about the specifications of this computer and they didn't get the moment to read the BIOS screen that I briefly showed, this is an AMD Phenom 2 X6 1045T running at, I believe, 2.7 gigahertz. This has 8 gigs of DDR3 memory, a 500 gigabyte hard drive that I had to put in myself, the newly acquired AMD Radeon R9 270 2GB GDDR5, and of course Windows 10. So we should be getting to the login screen any moment now. I'll probably come back when I'm on the desktop, so that way we can bypass the login screen, because this might take a while. Man, don't those whole wheat pancakes look appetizing? Oh, man, let me clear my action center out here real quick before I continue, because I need to do that real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to get like a bunch of Facebook notifications popping up. Anyway, this is a video that is about to come out here pretty soon. I have to review it because I think there was an export error and it has some stuttering in the video, so I have to re-export it, I believe. So I'm going to review it after I install the graphics card. So, let's see if I can increase the screen resolution, because it's quite low. We're at 1024 by 768, I'm sure. I want to see if I can just do 1080p with the basic display driver. I should be able to, yeah. That way I'll at least have native res while I go get the display driver. And then we'll go ahead and open up Firefox. I'm going to go just download the driver. I'm going to go get the latest drivers. I'll do that off camera, because obviously it's fun getting drivers. I keep forgetting that this is a DVI cable, so I don't have to do the stupid auto. I'm dumb. Oh, this is a good sign. The card appears to work just fine, so that's a good thing. I was kind of worried that the driver wasn't going to install because it took quite a while, but it seems to work just fine. Random settings a sec. Blah 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 blah. I don't care. Okay. Just give me some tips, because the Radeon Relive software. Now, this is the only game I have installed on the computer at the moment, is this game here. Now, with this system's integrated graphics, which would be Radeon HD 4200s, they could not play this game at all, even at low settings, without like 10 frames a second. So, being that I put in the graphics card that I did, it should make a massive improvement. So I'm going to go ahead and let that launch, and I'll be right back. And keep in mind that that was at 720p. Yeah, not very good. I take that back. I was actually playing at 1024 by 768. Wow. Talk about some wimpy graphics. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just go balls to the walls. We're going to go 1920 by 1080. We'll turn up some anti-sotropy and leave anti-aliasing off. And here goes nothing. So far, so good. I believe this is all at low settings, so it's not going to look pretty even still, so yeah. We'll just get into a quick race here and we'll see how it plays. So far, so good. Yeah, everything's set to low. So we're going to go ahead and just set, we'll set medium. No, let's go high. I paid money for this car. Let's see how it does. Ooh, perfect. Perfect 60 on the menu. Now, on this system, the menu would lag hard, because the menu is actually all rendered with the game engine, so... Alright, so let's go ahead and do this, and we'll see how it plays. Yeah, I don't have any kind of fancy capturing setup, and I don't have any screen recording software installed, so... Oh, it's not even detecting my controller. Well, isn't that just lovely? Well, on the plus side, it kept 60 FPS, but obviously I can't play the game if I ain't got no controller set up, so that's kind of a crappy thing.
I'll turn this down because this is copyright music, so I can't exactly have that going on now, can I? I have to come over here, and I have to set the stupid controller to the Xbox 360 controller. That way I'll actually play. What joys, what joys. Okay.
Let's try it again. That's better. I know this isn't exactly the best game to test this with, but it's what I have installed, like I said, so... And being that this game is maxed out at 1080p with some anisotropic filtering, seems like it's good so far. We'll get into a couple wrecks here. There's even motion blurring, which is kind of cool for a game from 2008, although then again I think GTA 4 had that as well. Sadly, I don't have GTA 4 actually installed on this computer. Although that would be a pretty good test of this graphics card to see how it does. I know my 1050 Ti actually does a pretty decent job with GTA 4, being that it's almost maxed out. So I wonder how well this card would actually do. Probably wouldn't do too bad of a job, actually, considering how well it's doing now in this game as it sits. Oh. Ooh, that bird's went flying. Get off me. Here, I'll send you in those logs. This game can get quite addicting if you play it for a while. I love the Flatout series. Although I don't like Flatout 3, this is basically a remastered version of Flatout 2, which is more demanding. It seems like so far it's playing wonderfully. So that's a good sign. Ooh, that was a rough hit. Yeah, this card is not showing any artifacting, it's not doing anything stupid, it's not crashing. So, overall, it's working wonderfully. Although I know this game isn't exactly the most demanding out there, it's still a pretty decent demonstration of it. Because this is doing way better than the integrated graphics could ever do. So yeah, the system right at this moment could actually make for a pretty decent entry-level gaming computer as it sits. Probably not the best, but hey, it works pretty well, because I know the R9 270 isn't exactly the best graphics card, but it's certainly good enough to do casual games like this without having to fire up the big gaming computer, in my opinion. And maybe for testing like the older titles and see how they run on lower end hardware or something, you know, this thing would be perfect for that. Although I already have more progress on this game on another computer, so I'm going to play it on it, so... At least that's my intention. Get on the wall. Eat some wall. That whirring you heard was the graphics card fan, so that's working just fine. And overall, no crashes. Game ran smoothly the whole time, so... I'd say that was a success. So that wraps it up for this video. That was a successful installation of the Radeon R9 270. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, which may or may not involve this computer. We'll see.